Hello everyone, welcome in. I'm echohack, and this guide is designed for new players of Diablo Immortal who are looking to level as fast as possible to the maximum character level. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with everything you need to smash your way through the story and reach the endgame. The leveling experience is a mix of story and raw gameplay. You can expect level 1 to 20 to take about 1 hour, levels 1 to 30 to take about 3 hours, and the entire level 1 to 60 process to take about 25 to 30 hours total. Some of the most highly experienced players may be able to reach level 60 in 20 hours or so at launch, but this is highly reliant on hundreds of hours of experience in the game with previous test cycles. Keep in mind that if you're brand new to the game, that it's worth your time to slow down and learn how certain mechanics work, as overall this will make the 1 to 60 experience much faster. The first few levels are easy enough, as you'll progress straight through the story. Levels 1 to 10 occur in the first 15 minutes of gameplay and serve as the most basic introduction to the game. You'll want to play with a controller to make long gaming sessions easier on your hands, and also allowing you to spam the top button on your controller to skip cutscenes and dialogue. While you can do this with touch controls too, it's just much faster and easier on a dedicated controller. Of course, if you're into the Diablo lore, feel free to take your time to experience the story. As you go through Wortham and gain levels, you will unlock more skills for your character. If you're brand new to the game, spend a little bit of time experimenting with the new skills. Some of them are extremely powerful and worth equipping right away. Even if the skill isn't best for your character right now, getting familiar with them will help you down the road as more options open up for your character. Make sure you pay attention to the bag icon on the right side of the screen. When it flashes, you'll have an upgrade available in your inventory. You can easily identify this with the green up arrow on the item. Equipping better gear will make it easier for you to quickly kill enemies, making you level even faster. When you're done with Wortham, you'll go to Ashwold Cemetery and soon reach level 15. Level 15 is an extremely important level because it will unlock your movement skill. You'll want to equip this skill right away because it gives you an impressive amount of extra movement speed. Use this ability on cooldown and keep pushing forward. Now also in Ashwold, you'll unlock the Blacksmith, who allows you to upgrade your equipment with Salvage. Upgrading equipment is extremely important and increases your character's power. It's important to pick up items and return to town occasionally to salvage them to continue upgrading your equipment. Don't just leave items on the ground when your inventory is full. Now thankfully, Diablo Immortal has auto pickup, allowing your character to grab items just by running near them. If you haven't already done so, make sure you go into the settings and auto pick up everything. Later on at level 60, you might choose to stop auto picking up normal items, but until then, every scrap you can get is critical to pushing forward. After hitting level 15, it will be faster to form a party with 4 players and progress together. Your combined damage will ultimately move the party faster through the game than playing solo. Of course, if you want to play solo, then that's okay too, but you'll progress slower than a well-organized party. Finish Ashwold and you'll find yourself in Westmarch for the first time. There's many tutorials here, so take your time and learn how each vendor works. After you're done, you'll head back to the Darkwood to continue your story. Finish the Darkwood and you'll come back to Westmarch for some more tutorials and then progress on to Shazar Sands. Now once you hit level 30 and you've completed Shazar Sands, you'll receive a new quest that requires you to hit level 35 before progressing onwards. Once you get this, do not continue the story, as doing so will dramatically slow down your leveling. Instead, you will want to start to pay attention to the game's many other systems. At this point, the Battle Pass becomes the focus and the most important part of leveling. The Codex will show you all of the different activities that reward battle points, which you can turn in to upgrade the Battle Pass. Now, upgrading the Battle Pass not only unlocks rewards for you to claim, but it also gives you an incredible amount of XP. These different activities are Monstrous Essence. When you kill enemies in the world, they can drop a yellow orb on the ground. If you collect 10 of them, then you can turn them in at a town for 40 battle points. It takes a long time to collect these orbs, but they're incredibly beneficial. For highly experienced players, killing enemies in the world will be the fastest way to level. But this requires an extreme amount of game knowledge, including optimizing monster spawn rotations, completing tasks, killing purple monsters, completing layers, and competing with other players. If you're determined to go down this path, then make sure that you're subscribed because I'll have videos covering tasks, layers, and other important game mechanics coming later. The second activity that you'll see is dungeons. Now, completing a dungeon grants you 20 battle points. Dungeons have a big advantage because they give you a good amount of XP and battle points on top of being instanced. So unlike Monstrous Essence, you won't be competing with other groups and other players in the world for monster spawns. Running dungeons over and over again is one of the fastest ways to gain battle points, especially for players who are in a group. I recommend running Mad King's Breach, Forgotten Tower, and Caverns of Echoes, as these are the fastest and most rewarding dungeons in the game. The third activity you'll see is Elder Rifts. Now, these rifts are extremely fun because you get to blast down huge waves of monsters. However, these monsters have less XP than enemies in the world or in dungeons, and slow down your overall progress. Elder Rifts reward 10 battle points, and at first they'll take you about as long as an experienced group in a dungeon, meaning that Elder Rifts are about half as good as dungeons for battle points. Still, Elder Rifts are useful to run if you have legendary crests or rare crests to run with your group, because you'll get extremely powerful legendary gems. Overall, I'd run a few Elder Rifts around level 30 to spend your crests, and then move on to other activities. Now finally, we have bounties. Bounties are 8 daily mini quests that you can do to get a good amount of XP and gold. Now while these aren't particularly valuable at maximum level, these are very rewarding during the 1 to 60 leveling process. I recommend doing these if you have downtime with your group or a little later around level 41. Now while the rewards from the Battle Pass are pretty good, there is one reward you'll want to pay special attention to. Early on in the Battle Pass, you'll receive a legendary item as a reward. This is an extremely powerful boost to your character. If you want to go especially fast, make sure you head over to immortal.maxroll.gg and see our class guides to help you decide which legendary item is the right one for you to pick. Now once you earn enough XP to hit level 35, continue the story in Zoltan Kuhl's library. Finishing this zone will give you 2 to 3 levels. After that, you'll need to push to level 40 to continue the story again. As you continue to level, you'll find legendary items that dramatically increase your character's power. Eventually, you'll get a legendary item for the same slot on your character, but with better stats. Now, when you have a legendary that you no longer need, don't salvage it right away. Instead, go to the Essence Transfer NPC in Westmarch and extract its power. This allows you to use this power on future items, so acquiring each power one time is important for all classes. Only salvage the item if you already have the power extracted. Now head back to Westmarch and continue the same strategy that you used to get from level 30 to level 35. Now once you're level 40, go back to Zoltan Kuhl's library and enter Bilefen to continue the story once again. Once you've finished Bilefen, you should be about level 41. This will start the Endgame faction questline, which will teach you all about the Cycle of Strife, the Shadows, the Immortals, and more. Now at this time, you'll want to do your bounties for the day if you haven't done them already. Head over to the bounty board in Westmarch and pick them up. Complete all 8 bounties and you should get to nearly level 43. Getting to level 43 is important because it allows you to further complete the faction questline. Now completing this questline is important because it will allow you to sign up for the Shadows and start doing endgame faction activities. Now once you hit level 43, you'll also fully unlock the Helliquary, which is the game's endgame 8-player raids. Now you won't be able to fight the first boss Lassel until you're max level and upgrade your gear a good bit first, but it's important to start collecting scoria from the daily Battle Pass quest right away. Make sure you check the quest tab for this important daily quest. Note that if you miss this quest, you can actually stack this up to 3 days in a row. So if you haven't played the game in a few days, you can come back, finish this quest to continue progressing your Helliquary. Quick note here is that if you're playing right at launch, that some of these activities might not be available right away. If you can't do these activities yet, just continue to progress the Battle Pass and don't worry about it. If you are able to join the Shadows though, head to the tavern in Westmarch and join up. You'll need to complete some prerequisite quests before you're allowed to get in. But once you join, you can immediately do 3 contracts. Contracts are these medium-sized quests, similar to bounties, but reward a huge amount of XP along with progressing the Shadows faction. If these are available to you, you'll want to do them right away for a huge boost. Now, as you get to level 49, you'll unlock one of Westmarch's final systems, the Legacy of Horadrim. Head up to the top right area near the Challenge Rift entrance. Completing this early on will help boost your character's power just a bit in your final push to level 60. Now when you do the Sanctum, only open the first room of chests. While there are other rooms, it isn't efficient for you to open these until you have a massive amount of Aspirant's keys saved up. Now when you're done, level up the Horadric vessels as much as you can and head out again. At this point, you're in the endgame push to level 60. You have 3 zones left, which unlock at levels 46, 51, and probably level 56. A quick note that the final zone wasn't available during the beta, but we do know that it should be the conclusion for the main storyline at launch. Now, once you reach level 60, you'll unlock Hell 1 difficulty, set items, world events, Paragon levels, and many, many more activities for you to do to continue powering up your character. Bounties and Legacy of the Horadrim will also reset every day. And if you're in the Shadows, you'll be able to pick up 1 new contract per day as well. Use these to your advantage to get large chunks of XP in addition to progressing the Battle Pass. How will you approach the launch of the game? Are you planning on blasting levels 1 to 60 in one 25-hour long game session? Will you smash through it over the course of just a few days? Or do you plan to sit back and take a more fun and relaxed approach? Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Peace!